We're gonna get hit with the meteor, which is gonna do AoE damage, and we're dead. We've lost, and we barely made it to the first chest. Well, guys, the hardest content this game has ever seen has just dropped on Forerunner and also test server, which is what I will be doing this on. And it's kind of freaking disgusting. And I was trying to go through it, you know, get a little bit of a grasp on the mechanics for this boss. And then the boss freaking deleted me for a straight 20 minutes, and I couldn't make much progress, and it was real bad. So I'm not really going to frame this as a sort of walkthrough or a guide or a, hey, this is what you do to this boss. Instead, this is going to be more of, here's what the boss does. Here's kind of, you know, the mechanics and what to look forward to, kind of like an entry-level showcase. And then I'm going to go to sleep because I have not slept yet. And I don't want to deal with this boss any longer until it comes to global and we figure out how to deal with it. Because this thing has so much to it that it is insane. It's going to take a lot of work to understand. And I'm excited to dive into it. But when it goes to global, not when it's still on only Forerunner. Anyways, yeah, Abyss 1. So, before I get into the abilities, and I'm a little worked up, so let's cool down with some other stuff. Let's start with the rewards, because I know this is the thing that people are going to be the most interested about. Is this Drake's Chasm, also known as, well, not Drake's Chasm anymore, is this Abyss 1, which is, instead of Nightmare 5, it is a different name, and I assume we're going to get Abyss 2, Abyss 3, blah, blah, blah in the future. But now, the rewards are hard enough as is. So, Abyss 1, is it even worth doing? Now, this does give you rewards every day, similar to all of the other difficulties, and you get a lot of stuff. So, soul stones, no matter what chest, are going to be in the pool. I don't know how easy it is to get that sort of thing. Obviously, that's something that we will figure out with time, but that is in the pool. We also have unpolished, you know, everything that we have had for, you know, forever. And then we also get a couple extra things, like Reforged Hammers. You can get 4, or you can get 8, depending on the difficulty. And it goes up every single difficulty, as you can see. You also get these refining crystal shards as well, which is pretty good. These things are really hard to get. Guild Boss 2 doesn't like to give them to you. And then there's also a bunch of stuff like, you know, we get these things, Sanguine Fabrics, which are good, but I would like to see more out of this. At the max chest, you can get advanced refining crystals, kind of mid, honestly, for the requirement that it takes. But there are also 2 things right here, which we haven't really seen before. One is a random Demon Soldier chest. This is randomly an epic or legendary Demon Soldier or a Demon Captain shard. So we're going to have a more consistent way of getting Maw shards, Scalekin shards, and any legendary soldier. So this is actually pretty damn solid. And it is, I think, a different rarity than we've seen in the game so far. And then you can also get Mythic Tier 2 gear. It's kind of whatever. This is going to purely hinge on the rates for Soulstones, I think. I think it is still good because they are better rewards, obviously, but at an entry level, we're not really going to be able to figure out how worth it it's going to be. But obviously, I think even the lowest chest is going to be more worth it than Nightmare 4, for example. But of course, that's just the rewards. What I think is a bit more interesting is the abilities that this freaking thing has. As you could probably see by just watching it or looking in the bottom left, this is a boss that is 2 different forms. And the different forms have completely different abilities, if I'm not mistaken, and they also take different types of damage, so you have to build your team with both types of damages in mind. First of all, Unnatural Mutation. Ancient Bloodline, Saurian is Grimscale, which is the name of the dragon, mutates. His body surging with the power of Ancient Bloodline. Please use I like how they said please. They're like pleading with you not to mess it up. Please use physical attacks in this form, as magic damage will only deal 10 damage. Basically, first form that you summon, you go into, the purple form, you have to use physical or piercing damage, or it will not take damage. I mean, 10 damage is essentially 0, right? Then, Nightmare Revenge, Sauron Grimscale, aka the dragon, mutates and goes to the other form, which is the yellow form you can see in the back every once in a while. And this form, you must use magic damage for it. Otherwise, you won't deal any damage. So, you have to build your team with both types of damage. But that's not the only thing you have to put in your team. You have to keep everyone alive, which is going to be the hardest part of this. And that is because of the rest of the abilities as we go through. But before that, Punishing Blow is another mechanic which is going to really strongly discourage Laurel strats, but I don't think would even have been used if it wasn't discouraged. If you're using, let's say, a Volca, a Laia, a Laurel to cycle like we do in the other, difficulties of Guild Boss, you're not going to get as much value because every time a hero is defeated or retreats, their redeployment time is increased by 30 seconds. It is unviable to use cycling heroes. Now, moving on, we have Grimscale Apocalypse, which is Cyan, which is, the dragon. Once again, I'm going to keep saying that. It is the dragon. He channels the ultimate power of its current form, so either the purple or the yellow, and it deals damage to all targets on the battlefield every 4 seconds and deals massive damage to summons. So if you thought Wukong would be amazing for this, he will be, but his summons are gonna die instantly. like just instantly. Moving on, Arcane Torrent is targets the hero with the highest HP on the battlefield and deals magic damage 1 time to the target every 5 seconds. You're going to need someone really tanky, like Torador, who's going to be very meta for this, as he is for all boss content, because nightmares are disgusting, and they also do really good normal damage. Now, Transcendence is each phase increases his attack and penetration. Longer the fight goes on, more damage you're going to take, and the more you're going to die. Then we got Dragon's Bulwark, and yes, we are not halfway done. Activates Dragon's Bulwark, granting a shield for himself. If it's broken, the dragon enters weakened state. If the shield isn't broken, instantly kills all heroes on the battlefield. Exactly the same as every other difficulty of the dragon. But this one, insta-kill is guaranteed. You cannot stall it out by just having a really tanky hero like a Vortex or a tank, right? So keep that in mind. Next, Drake's Bellow unleashes a single full screen attack that deals true damage, so defense does not matter, based on the target's current HP percentage, and applies Burning Corrosion. Now, Burning Corrosion deals continuous damage to the target and their adjacent units, so you do not want to have people clumped. And it also reduces healing received. It's going to hit everyone, but it's also going to really, really encourage you to space out your units, which is something we've never had in terms of placements in this game, which is really, really interesting. Storm Surge is the next ability. Infernal Lightning is strikes each target 1 time with charged particles, dealing damage while reducing healing received. Yay. And inflicts stun for a certain amount of seconds. I hate this ability so much. I've gone through it, maybe for like half an hour. This ability pisses me off. Unleashes 1 lightning surge on each target for lightning surge, and then charged particles is after the lightning surge ends, continuously unleashes multiple charged particles that deal damage and reduce healing received. I love reduced healing. Thank you, game. Worm's Wrath next is unleashes waves of purple flames from the ground, dealing multiple stage damage to all targets. Power up is absorbs the ground flames to summon a powerful fireball from the sky. Annihilate targets the hero with the highest HP on the battlefield, encourages you to use tanks, and deals massive damage 1 time. If no other units are adjacent to the target, all damage is concentrated on the target hero, resulting in instant death. You gotta place them with people. So you can't place people together. You have to place people together. It's a mess. It's a mess. Next, we got Meteoric Deluge or whatever the hell. Targets the unit with the highest max HP, poor Torador, am I right, on the battlefield and launches multiple meteors at them. When each meteor hits the ground, it deals physical damage to the target and nearby units while inflicting Burning Corrosion. Also triggers a full screen shockwave that deals physical damage and applies debuffs. Yay! Thanks for this. Burning Corrosion, once again, continues damage and units within range, significantly reducing healing received. Then Seismic Slam launches a multi-strike full screen attack with these Grand Slams generating Shockwave. Grand Slams deal high damage to ground units, while Shockwaves deal relatively low damage to platform units. If you want less ground units, but you want to know why you need ground units, because there's not a lot of platform slots that are together, so you can't have your inspiration unit there. It's a mess. Everything is kind of making you play one way, and then there's something else that makes you not want to play that way, and it's just this constant back and forth, back and forth. I really am excited for when we finally solve this boss, because oh my god, is it a lot. People have been asking for hard content for months. For months. Every endgame player I've talked to at all has been saying how they don't have anything to work towards. They need something to work towards. Moonton should release something really hard that no one could do. And now I guarantee that when people get their hands on this piece of content in the next month or so, probably, they're going to hate it. They're going to complain. We're going to get a lot of complaints that this is too hard. So that's going to be interesting. But this is what we have been asking for months. 4 months. And honestly, I don't mind it because it is supposed to be hard. But holy shit, is this hard as... I don't mean to swear. Sorry if there's any kids watching. My bad. But it deserves it because this thing is hard. Now, this is the team that I will be putting together for this short demonstration because there ain't no way in hell I'm going for a high score here. Maybe in a future video if anyone wants that. But basically, my physical damage is Arrogance, who somehow is the top DPS, Twyla, Wukong. That's it. Obviously, I could get rid of one of these other units for more physical damage. Maybe use a Rygar instead of a Torador, but we've kind of established that we need a really good high HP unit because there's like 4 abilities that target high HP units. Eloin for healing, AoE healing. We got Pharisee, we got Dolores. She's also for the Rage Regen, by the way. Oh, not Dolores. What am I talking about? Yao Chan, because she's really multi-purpose. She's going to be so meta for this, you have no idea. And then I have Phineas, Hex, and Solkadins for the magic portion. I'm going to be real. I'm going to break maybe 2 shields. And I'm going to show this off for you now. I'm not going to go too into it. We've already read all the kit. I'm going to try my best to explain what's happening. But trust me, it's going to be a mess. We're going to go into it, kind of see how the, the friggin' tiles look. We get a very cool design. I genuinely think this design is sick. They really outdid themselves with this thing of elevating the pre-existing Guild Boss. Of course, it lags my emulator, unfortunately. But here, this is kind of the placements that I have been kind of experimenting with, where I just kind of slap everything and I hope for the best. That's kind of what I've been doing. I'm gonna be real. I've just been slapping stuff together like this. Diao Chen here, her A1 is going to be amazing for you. Then I'm going to be putting, Eloin like this, and then I'm gonna put Solkadins right here. And that's it. Now you hope that you don't die. That's kind of it. Because as you see here, boom, hit, everyone is stunned. There's no healing being put out. We're getting hit with a ton of damage. Then we're gonna get hit with more damage, dealing 50k to the summons. Everything is almost dead. We can't stay alive. I'm using Pharisee, by the way, which reduces all of the AoE damage by a lot. And I'm using the Diao Chan too, who is helping us take less damage. You know how crazy this is to be taking this much damage? Then I'm gonna go over here, we're gonna click alts. Maybe I should have done this before, but I don't really care at this point, right? This is not going well. We might not even break this, honestly. Hopefully we do for the sake of the video, which we do, but the magic damage was doing no damage, right? I should have maybe brought some more physical damage, but honestly what I should have brought was more healers. Here we're gonna get 3,500 blood, which is something. We're getting close to the first chest, but we're gonna start getting hit like crazy. You can see that everyone is dying, including Arrogance, who just died, including Twilight, which just died. By the way, my healers are good. They're built well, but they're not good enough, basically, is what's happening. We're doing about 5,000 damage. I'm gonna be real, on Forerunner, to my knowledge, the highest anyone has done so far is 6,000. So we're almost there. We're gonna get hit with the Meteor, which is gonna do AoE damage, and we're dead. We've lost, and we barely made it to the first chest. Is this a perfect run? Hell no. This is a terrible run. I'm sure I could, with getting like an A5 of everything and, you know, good gear and everything, build everyone with a ton of HP. I could get probably high. I probably could get higher. But this just shows that this is content that we're going to need new units for, new gear, new everything, because this thing is going to be freaking hell. I'm going to just be happy with 5k, which should still be better than Nightmare 3. Maybe it's worth using 200 damage to use a difficulty on everything. But damage-wise, Hex did some decent damage. Arrogance, Twyla, Phineas, you know, Wukong. Sulcus didn't do a lot of damage. I wasn't using his ult. I was just kind of baffled by what was happening. Do you guys see why I don't want to make a preemptive, like, guide actual showcase? Because I don't know what the fuck is happening. We're getting hit by so much stuff that I don't know what's happening. Like that meteor, it says something about like doing damage to the highest HP, and then it does some damage to people around. But nah, it did insta-kill to like everything. I don't know. It's hard. It's tough, and I don't know what's happening. So I'm excited to see what people discover on global, but I ain't touching this thing until it comes out. Oh my god, what the fuck who thought of this? Who woke up on the wrong side of the bed and decided to torment the player base? Like, it is actually insane. The design-wise, amazing. I love this thing, and I'm gonna be in the minority of people who think this is a great idea, because I think it's hilarious. But maybe a week from now, you ask me, a week after it releases, you ask me, and you're like, do you like this content? And I'll be like, no. It'll be like the meme of that soldier which has PTSD or whatever the hell, just like looking straight and being like, everything is gone. Like, it's gonna be the hardest content for a very long time. But this is what we've been asking for once again. And like I said, this is a good thing, I would say. Maybe don't make it this hard. Next time, maybe this is too hard. But people have been asking for stuff to work towards, and this is something to work towards. Guild Boss 2 came out. People complained it was too hard. And then within a month, around when Lucius changed, sure, a mechanic changed, but you know, now everyone can get to 120k pretty easily, especially compared to how it used to be. This is going to be probably the same way. It's going to take a while to get everything going, but it is something to work towards. It's something that you're going to have to think about, something strategy, a lot of things that make this game good, in my opinion, like having to really put in time, put in effort, and use your strategy and the things you've been accumulating the entire time. I know I'm not saying much, but like I said before, I have not slept at all. I am tired as hell. I know it doesn't sound like it because I'm a little worked up, but I'm very tired and I'm gonna go to sleep now. So I know I'm not saying much, but basically there's your content. There's the content. I hope you guys enjoy when it comes out. If you don't, then whoops. And it'll probably be coming around this month. So yeah, bye guys. I'm going to sleep. Have a good rest of your days, nights, whatever it is where you are, and Destined signing out.